Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for TruForce Megaman X, and this is quite amazing. I did support the Kickstarter, hence I got this nifty poster here which supports the awesome bike. And who knows, they might make that in the future. It says there on the side, Irregular Hunter, 17th Elite Unit. Really cool. And also got this awesome shirt right here. It's gonna have the silhouette with the red for the... I'm not sure if that's just a gem or that's a camera. I haven't really played much of Megaman, although I just know the character. Yeah, so here we go. We'll do the review and let's get to it. Alright, so I just want to showcase that I did get all three of them. Well, luckily enough. Actually, it turns out there's a little issue during this process. Apparently on New York Comic Con this year, they've actually released a small batch to the, well, for those who are attending the New York Comic Con. And I think they have the blue version as well as the X-Sky right here. And this is the black and gold version. And a couple of people in Kickstarter weren't too happy about that. Since they backed the project, technically they should get the product first before the general public. Well, it wasn't really a mass release, just a small batch, but you know, some people still weren't too happy about that. I mean, for me, I didn't really mind it, and I'm actually happy that they offered to, for those who already backed, they gave kind of like a backer's kit, and you're able to purchase the kind of like the New York Comic Con exclusive, and I was really happy for that. I was trying to ask my friends to get it, and since it's a limited release, I wasn't able to get one, but here we go, I got one. I'm happy. On top of that, they also have this version which is kind of like a gray and orange, and this is the Kickstarter exclusive. So I got all three of them, unless they make more of these variants, although that's a little too much. But hopefully they'll release the other characters from Megaman, or you know, maybe they probably just stick to the Megaman X series, but you know, nonetheless, this just looks great. Anyways, that's that. Alright, here we go. We have the box art here, and let's take a look. We got Megaman X, and on the side here, we got the side profile with the line art. On the back here, has 30 points of articulation, quite great. And there's line art here. And on the bottom, for ages 15 and up. And we have that sticker, made in factory, which means it's manufactured by Sentinel Toys, which is awesome. I'm a big fan of Sentinel products. And it's also a windowed box held by a magnet, not the Velcro, which is good. I'm not too fond of the Velcro. Alright, inside we got quite a bit of specs here. You can pause the video and read on it. And it's in English, which is great. And on here we got the loadout, and we have an alternate face. I think this is for the backpack, the veneers, and we have another pair of hands, a blaster, and effect parts. Kind of wonder if there is a stand on this. We'll see. Anyways, that's it for the box, and let's take a look inside. Alright, so it does come with a stand, which is great, and this is your typical Sentinel stand here, but all molded in clear, and you also have an extra one. This is for the figure, and you have another one for the blaster, and that blaster is quite heavy. Right, and looking at this, it looks amazing. I really like that color scheme. And you got all these details. There's some bit of caution signs here and there. Really great. Alright, let's take a closer look on the face. Alright, we got the face here, and he looks great. The paint up on the eyes, just amazing. And you got that really nice clear red gem on the forehead, as well on the side, and you got that nice metallic gunmetal gray for the kind of like the ear. Really cool. And all that decals. Some of them are kind of hard to see, but I think most of them are caution. And I think it says here caution of the blast, which we'll go over in a bit. And even in the front here, I think it says irregular hunter. And even harder to read here, but I think from what I can gather, it's initial control system inside. But that's a really fine print, as well as it doesn't help to have the white on that light blue color. But yeah, really cool. Now to swap out the head, it's actually a little difficult at first, but the trick I've kind of figured. So this whole thing, you see there's a seam there. I should have pressed it a little bit further to close it, but to open this up, I think you kind of press on the face while you're holding it on the ears. I don't know if that kind of makes sense, but you kind of wiggle it, as you can see there. Then once you get that out, there we go. And I think initially the face was stuck on the front of the helm. So take that out. You got your alternate face, just the shouting one right here. Get that thing there and push this back, and just there we go. And got the shouting face. It looks great. I like the details they put on the mouth there. Nicely painted, and even the teeth. Head articulation, actually let's zoom out a little bit here. Head articulation, fairly good. Look up, down, good range. Now looking on the side here on the shoulder, you have this armor here that can flip up. It's in a hinge, and also, yep, it's in a hinge, and you can move it out of the way depending on which pose you want to. Another thing, it does have a kind of like that butterfly swivel, so gotta just play around with the shoulder armor here. And I like how they've added a little bit of a details there. Sometimes it's kind of like the elbow where it's just plain, but this one there's a bit of a kind of like a gear, which I kind of liked. And that's actually a fairly good shoulder bend. Yeah, whenever you can reach the other side of your shoulder, that's good. For the other, yeah. Moving on, we have the bicep swivel here. Quite great. The elbow bend again. There's not much details on the elbow here, but that's not too bad. And it's almost well, I would consider it as a 180, double jointed. And then you have a ball jointed wrist here. And on the torso, you have a little bit of a swivel here, just slight. I mean, it's not circular, as well as the waist here. So you can have him on, yeah, you can have him throw him on the side here. Yep, it's actually quite good that they done that. And even looking down, you have that up crunch and looking up, and it's great. Barely any seam on the back. I mean, just barely. That's really good. Now moving down, I had a problem with this one, the waist. The joint on this one is really stiff, and I could see why they've done that. And actually mine kind of likes to go back, just a standing pose. Since there is die-cast parts, especially on the foot here, I can feel it. I think this piece here is die-cast, as well as this top here might be. It's kind of hard to tell by feeling it, but mostly on the feet here. Now, at first it was really stiff, and you kind of have to, well, break it in, but not break it. And it's kind of mind-racking how to do that. So what I've figured out is you want to, well, I mean, as you can see, there is that ball joint there. I tried to push it up and turn just very gently and you're able to do it. And again, that weight is able to support that. And likewise, do the same on the back. I did find that, well, this is die cast. It does tend to scratch up this plastic waist joint here as well. Same thing on this one, you're gonna have to break it in. And just gotta press it up and move the joint. Hopefully this doesn't break. It is really stiff. And you have a bicep, or not bicep, the thigh swivel there. And for some weird reason, you can extend this out. I thought that was some kind of gimmick, but I think that's just how it is connected. Actually, you can see that the head of the joint there kind of holds it in place. Very interesting. I'm seeing a little bit of very minute paint, but you know, that's too little to actually notice. And here comes the best part. And Sentinel is always great with this joint movement, especially on the knees. And they haven't done that lately, but my favorite one still is Gurren Lagann. And let's take a look on this one. And that is amazing. When they shift the panels, that is amazing. So this part here on the knee separates out. You do have two joints there. And yeah, this is just great. Quite amazing. And let me just push this back here. Push this down. Moving on, we have the foot here. Now for the foot, it's also jointed. And there's actually quite a bit of a joints here. And let's see if we can take a look on that. So it's connected on the front part here. There's a joint. And it's probably hard to see, but there is a joint on top. Goes in that big ball joint there. And it connects in an angle towards to the front of the feet. And that gives you quite a bit of movement. And that is really great. I like that. Now on to certain gimmicks on the back side of this. It says beware of blast, and we can open this up. But the first time I'm going to open it, it's actually a little tricky, because once you start to open this here, this corner tends to hit this side. And why? Actually, this thing pushes out. I haven't really found a better way to do that. So you gotta open this up till you just have enough clearance there. Then you try to open this. There we go. And once you try to get that wedged out a little bit, let's see if I can. There we go. And see, once you get that out, you have that clearance now. So I would advise to bend the knee to just have enough clearance to push this out. Then you got this nice vernier or thruster on here. Really cool. I like that. Likewise, when you're closing it in, just push it back. There we go. And let me demonstrate it again on this one. Just open it up just enough. You got that clearance. Then you push it out. There we go. And that seems to work quite well. And let's just push this back. There we go. Really nice. And I think I fairly covered most of the articulation points. Alright, and let's move on to the hands. Alright, so we're gonna do the iconic blaster. So I'm gonna pop this out. And you do have a pair of open hands right here, but we're just gonna use the one from the left. I wish there's another pair of hands, maybe like pointing or certain gesture. I don't think necessarily we need something to hold a weapon. since Megaman just uses the blaster most of the time, although it'll be nice if there is an added one. So again, you can do a lot of cool poses with this. Really great. And here comes the fun part. So for the blaster, let's just have Megaman here on the side. We got the blaster. Actually, sorry, if I can start. Let me put this on. On the back side here, there's flaps. It just pops out, and I think they are labeled with. It's kind of hard to see, but there's an R there. Yeah, it's probably too hard to, but when you put it on, it only goes one way. Cannot miss it. So just pop this out. There we go. Peg this in, and they are labeled as well. There we go. Nice details. Got the metallic paint there. Real nice. Kind of makes you wonder how come they just have a flap there to open up, but that might be a little too much since you're not much space in there to put anything cool. Alright. Alright, we got the blaster here, and it's really cool. There's that extra gimmick, but it connects on that peg, which we'll put in a bit. So we're gonna take this out, and actually I had the batteries inside already. They are provided for you in this figure, and they are two LR41s, kind of like your standard watch batteries. So the LR41s just sits in there, and I think the positive side, I think it's on the bottom one is on this side here towards the LED, and then you have the lens. There we go. And there's a little notch there on top, which goes on top here. And how this works is there's a spring here, and once it touches the top part, it completes the circuit, and that kind of goes along with this. So when that spring hits the side of that, as you turn this, it turns it on. It's really great. Alright, and let's put this on here. Just gonna pop this out. There we go. That peg connection reminds me of the D-Arts Megaman. Unfortunately on that one, mine keeps popping off. It's this one, you hear that snap, which connects it really well. Yep. And there we go. Let's have it in a cool pose right here. And again, you gotta love that butterfly swivel. And again with the waist. Right, then let's turn this on here. There we go. That looks amazing. Alright, then let me just save the batteries. Moving on, we have effect parts. You gotta love effect parts. And I just dropped it. Alright, so here we go. Managed to find effect part of fall on the floor. Alright, so we got this really nice orange, and you got the yellow part here. It's like the mushroom. And now you got this one, it's like the star, where it comes out here. And on this one. So this one kind of just goes in here, and let me see here if it actually will connect. So this one, you probably don't need the stand. There we go. This holds in place quite nice, and I guess when you there it turns it off. Quite great. Really cool. Now, if you want to add this one, you definitely need to use the stand. But for this one, we're gonna apply this one here, and I think there are 4 notches there. You need to kind of get it in the right spot. And there's a tip here which you can take out. So either you want this tip or without, either way. And you get it's an L shape. Just gonna match it, and there you go. And let me see if I can turn it on. really nice. Let me turn off one set of lights here. So it's really cool. Yep. Although I kind of wish it's just maybe yellow. Well, actually no. I think Megaman's blaster is red, so yeah. Just leave it the way it is. Yeah, really nice. This is a really nice effect. Alright, now let me put it on the stand and let's see how that works. And definitely you gotta use the base. And here we go. It looks amazing. And let me just twist this a little bit and get that light going on. Really cool. Yeah, really nice. And again, for this bases, they're kind of like your Tamashi stage. Make sure you do maybe a quarter turn on those screws because they are quite tight and you don't want to move those joints when they're tight. You might end up breaking the plastic. Yeah. So just a quarter turn using a Phillips screwdriver. That should do the trick. Yeah, really cool. Other than that, can't really say much. I mean, if you do a comparison with the D-Arts Megaman here, he's about an inch shorter, I think. And they're not scale. And actually, yeah, I would prefer that these are taller, the TruForce. But yeah, despite that, the D-Arts Megaman is great. I'm not sure of the market value on this one now. It just depends on supply and demand. Sometimes they stay current, but sometimes they go up in price. But the D-Arts is, I think, around 40 bucks. The TruForce, I think it's about 80 to 100. The D-Arts itself is a great figure on its own. Yeah, but it just depends on your budget. But either way, for me, I would, if you have the budget, go for the TruForce. It's a lot better in terms of details. Yep. Really cool. Anyways, I think that's about it. Another thing I want to add, I kind of wish that Sentinel will start putting inserts. You got this really nice base here, and I think there is a space underneath that you can put whatever cool thing underneath. They just don't have that. I mean, you have all these instructions here. I mean, maybe you could just wedge it in there somehow. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for the review. Hope you guys like it. If you have any questions, let me know. I think the blue version will be, yeah, it'll be available soon on the here in the US. You can check out. I think they might have it on Amazon. Even Tatsu Hobby will have it, and Big Bad Toy Store. So it just depends on where you prefer to shop. It's gonna be readily available, and maybe it's a great gift for upcoming holidays. So there you go. That's it for the review. Hope you guys like it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.